started the day as a solo chase, leaving from Nebraska with the target in mind of the Oklahoma-Texas border. I actually had a conference in Texas and was planning on spending a Mother's Day weekend with my parents down in San Antonio after the conference. So this was a solo chase for me, and decided on the way to the conference I'm going to go ahead and try to do a nice storm chase. After I went through Lawton, I saw some storms that were starting to fire. I punched through one of them, and afterwards I was able to get a view of my next storm. It had a beautiful base on the bottom, clear bell-shaped base with heavy precipitation to the right. Beautiful textbook type of cell, and the nice thing is this was all to myself.
Including large hail and damaging winds, and close to the wash area. In effect until 10 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Wednesday afternoon for Oklahoma and northern Texas. And close to the wash area. While severe weather may not be imminent.
As you can see, the base is starting to get overtaken by rain from the other storm to the southeast. As the southeast storm grows with nothing to block its inflow, the precipitation starts raining on my base, causing the updraft to start to collapse on itself.
Time for the following counties in Oklahoma: Caddo, Comanche, Cotton, Grady, Kiowa, Stevens, and Gilman.
After my storm died, a nice storm to the southeast that had killed my storm started to become tornadic and exhibited a TVS and a nice hook signature as well. So I was starting to get excited. We might have a tornado here, guys.
The National Weather Service informed that issued a tornado warning for south central Cotton County, southwest Oklahoma, northwestern Clay County, northern Texas, northeastern Virginia. Central Daylight Time. At 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 7 miles southwest of Burkburnett, moving north.
Just as I arrived on the storm, radar indication of rotation had it to issue a tornado warning, much to my excitement.
This is radar indicated rotation. The following impacts are expected. Flying debris will be dangerous.
The only issue was I only had a south and north option from here on a highway, and the hail core was quickly approaching.
Burkburnett, Red Rat, Cashin, Taylor and Charlie, take cover now. Move to a storm shelter. Safely moored interiorly on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If in a mobile home, a vehicle or outdoors, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris.
As we speed up the video here, you can see a funnel in the middle start to form. I believe it was at this instant that it briefly did touch down. As you can see, a vortice come down from the middle. And chasers who were closer in the area, I believe, called this in and reported it, which is what signaled a tornado on the ground on the weather alert. Beautiful wall cloud starts to form here, but I begin to get overtaken by rain and hail, so I need to get out of there soon. I thought for sure something would plant here soon, but it was time for me to get going as I started to get a lot of rain and hail. I was actually planning on stopping here. However, once I saw the highway, I saw it was one-way construction highway, and I didn't want to head south into the circulation. So my next best bet was actually to head north on this highway, trying to stay in front of the circulation, and then in a couple miles blast east from there to try and stay in front of the storm. I have this rear-facing camera thanks to Midland. However, I never saw a tornado from that, so I'm assuming that report was from that earlier funnel that briefly touched down earlier.
Not good.
I finally get east on the road and look back towards the storm, and all I can see is a wall of rain heading my way. So I know I need to get in front of it. Once I do, I can start to see the base again, and I decide to wait for it to come to me. As it approaches, the updraft begins to get more sculpted and really nice structure with it as the rain begins to clear from the updraft area. Many chasers starting to come back on the area as they bailed from the Wichita Falls storm onto this one. This was the storm of the day. As I stayed on this position and filmed, as you can see, hail started to fall. It was probably about nickel to quarter size hail. As it got closer, it did get bigger. A wall cloud underneath the base starts to form with some slight rotation, and got excited here, thought something for sure was going to plant. As hail started to get bigger, I decided I needed to blast east to stay in front of it and maintain a good rain-free area of visualization.
This is an amazing structure, though. This is a real treat for you. This has only happened like 2-3 times this year for us. And
This was one beautiful sight to see as the sun starts setting behind the storm, really lighting up the area of interest. Really long inflow tail would start to form into an area of interest, which ended up being its last try to really put something down.
That thing's growing in strength, isn't it?
Looks like it.
I mean, it's sucking everything in. That's the way it normally happens.
Yeah. Yeah, this is just getting sucked in here.
As we started to lose daylight, the storm did start to lose some of that structure that we saw earlier, and it would begin to be undercut by some cool air. This inflow would gradually begin to weaken and eventually get cut off completely as the storm would begin to get undercut. As it did, I enjoyed the nice storm and the sunset, and then continued to drive back to Dallas for my work conference. So we went out Mother's Day and was able to be one of the first chasers on the Sutton storm, the storm that would become Sutton, as this was southwest of Clay Center at the time. We were one of the first chasers on it, as most chasers were still in the Lincoln area.
Currently we are in a tornado watch, which is going from all the way to pretty much Kearney, down south into Kansas, all the way to Omaha. There's a cumulus field that is developing all over that area, and we are waiting in this cumulus field, going to see what happens and what pops. We're in pretty good position. We can go south if we need to. We can go east, west, back to the north towards Omaha. Depending on what pops. We might go south a little bit here, and because it looks like it's probably going to start near the Kansas Nebraska border, and then from there we'll be in pretty good position. Brian said our storm will become quickly tornadic, especially if it remains on that front.
Windows and vehicles. Expect considerable tree damage. Wind damage is also likely to mobile towers.
So you're getting it fog. And you don't have you have this low, rugged, hanging base. So the base is right there. It's just fog is covering. Right above those trees. So right there, you see there's trees. Where the trees are, there's an opening, and then there's just a blob right there in the middle. See that? Yeah, it's just a blob. There's no structure to it.
Look right above that barn.
Yeah, it's gonna be right near that tree area.
Yeah, come look at the camera. Right.
Let me get that tripod in. We continued on it and got in great position. However, this day a lot of the LCLs were really, really low. So everything was real hazy. It was all low to the ground. We waited pretty much in the notch area as it came to us. And at the time, the radar, it was right over the Hastings radar area. So it was hard to get a really good picture of what was happening in the storm as far as velocity is concerned. And we knew it had good structure before it, and it was remaining good structure with a hook and everything. We were in the hook area as it continued, and all of a sudden we started to see the haze clear up and started to see some bases. We focused on an area, but the bases were so low that it was a very, very wide area to look at. So we looked at the area that was close to the rain and close to the rain-free base. We looked in that area, waited there quite a while, and we noticed that rain was starting to wrap in the area. It was also gaining strength and gaining speed, and really started making me reminiscence of El Reno. And we saw a couple of vortices form, and it just all happened so fast. We got in the car knowing how fast the storm was headed to us.
The inflow winds were incredible on that.
Yeah, and the inflow winds, as we were sitting there getting a time lapse, when the inflow winds were crazy, and then they stopped.
Yeah.
And we knew that we were somewhere near the notch. And once we saw the vortices form, we got out of there and blasted to the east.
Hey, let's get going. All right, we're gonna need to go pretty soon. Go ahead and push this way.
It took a right turn. It's coming at us. Tornado! It's in the rain there. Get out of this rain curtain.
I'm trying. I got a Ford. I'm only doing native because of wind.
Just get out of the rain curtain. That's where it is. I saw it. While we were blasting to the east, the rain started wrapping around our location, and I looked back and saw a large tornado forming, and which would become the Sutton Wedge. It quickly became rain wrapped, and we were just trying to get out of the rain curtain so that we could still be in a good, safe location.
I think there's a big one over there, and this is coming.
It's coming right at
Has issued a tornado warning for northwestern Fillmore County, central Clay County, 3:57 p.m. This thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Clay
Go south and go east.
Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without.
That's the main one back there.
Gotta go, Nate. Gotta go. I can't.
down. Take cover now. Move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid the windows. Get in a mobile home.
Try to get that big one back there. Eric? As we continued to the east, we looked back once we had a good distance on it, and we saw the corner of an edge of the Sutton Wedge as it continued to be in the rain. We tried to follow that to the north and noticed a new area was forming as the Sutton Wedge was occluding, and we happened to be right underneath it. So once we noticed that, we saw it wasn't worth trying to get to the wedge. It was dissipating in the rain at the time, and as we continued, we decided we need to get out of this new area of rotation. So we went further east, ran into some muddy roads, decided we don't want to get stuck here, so we blasted south and backtracked a bit. And it was at this time the new area started forming. Large plumes of dust were getting sucked up into the storm. It was hard to really tell if these were just gustnadoes or just outflow, or if there was some other counterclockwise rotation that was happening. So it was really hard to decipher and see what was going on. We went back and we decided, you know what, there's another storm that's forming to the southwest. There were so many chasers on this storm. There was even chasers getting in wrecks because the convergence was so crazy that day. So we decided, you know, if this next storm is going to do the same thing, well, let's just go on that. It might be less HP, and it might do the same thing, and we will be able to get footage of it. So we continued to the west and saw the damage path. And we saw just sheds that were blasted by dirt. We saw large trees down over the roads and fields.
It cleaned the gravel off that road that we were driving on for a
Yeah,
while.
so we decided, we heard it went by Sutton, so we decided we were going to check out Sutton as we waited for the next storm. We saw grain bins down, tons of irrigation.
Yeah, irrigation pivots flipped all
Yeah,
over.
all flipped over.
Yep.
Oh man, it took the whole drain leg down.
Wow. No, there's space right here. Once we noticed that our storm was not going to happen, it just started deteriorating. We quickly realized that this first storm would be the storm of the day.
Yeah.
So we decided to hightail it back, try to get back in position, and we were playing catch up a lot of the time, and finally were able to get back into position. And as it was going just northwest of Lincoln, we got in good position, got back on the storm, and were able to see the mezzo area as again it was rain wrapped.
Let's go back to Jeff out there. Jeff, in your picture there, what we were going to be watching, again, you're traveling east, you're heading up to... Okay, Jeffrey, we lost your camera, but we're still going to talk to you. Are you still on 80, or are you going to take 77? So this is basically where he is thinking about hitting 77 north.
That's it right there. We just took 77.
Okay.
My camera freezed.
Okay.
It looks like we do have a visual of a rain-wrapped tornado where we are right here. Look, it's right here. Do not go any further.
Yeah, stay safe. Are you...
We're trying to get the stream back, but let's see here. See if I can get that back. But we do have visual of a rain-wrapped tornado. We can distinctly see a right edge underneath that that mezzo area that we were looking at earlier. So we do have a better visual. I'm just trying to get the stream back up.
Yeah, I just see that the National Weather Service has continued the tornado warning for Lancaster, Saunders County now until 7 o'clock this evening here. Again, your location, go ahead and say your location again there, Jeff.
I just got off Highway I-80, and I am on 77, probably just a mile north.
Okay, can we get down even a little bit closer?
It looks like it's maybe a little bit to almost due north, maybe northwest of me.
Okay.
I think it's on the from where the highway is.
It's really tough to see even on radar in this rain wrap. I gotta say, it's this little appendage you see right here, just to the south of Ceresco.
At the top of this hill, pull over.
Yeah, and you can see it right here. Rusty, this is 77, isn't it?
Yep, that's 77.
77.
Right
So
north.
you may want to start picking up your trash cans, pick up your lawn chairs that are sitting out there. Tuck everything away because this is a very dangerous situation, and it definitely is producing a tornado that's been wrapped in rain, which makes it very, very difficult to see just tremendous amounts of rain as you work your way over towards Ceresco, down toward Davie, Raymond. We're still talking to Jeff right now, and he's our storm spotter out there. Jeff, any new development? Do you still see that rain-wrapped tornado?
Yes, and I believe the stream should be up now. If you want to try refreshing.
Sure, we'll go over to the stream right now.
That's right.
And if you look just straight, you can see a very heavy, dense area of rain. I believe that's where it is. That's where we saw it earlier, and by then it has rain wrap.
Okay.
I'm going to pan over a little bit to the left.
Okay, can we go over to, I'm sorry, can we go to Jeff's picture?
Bring that up.
Yeah, we're looking at velocity. Okay, we lost you, Jeff. Jeff, we lost you again. That's okay, but we can see definitely what you're talking about there with our velocity and those winds. And yeah, it's rain wrapped, which makes it very, very difficult. If you live in the Memphis area, Ashland, it's all Meade, it's all moving in your direction. Okay, let's go to the picture right now. There it is. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yes, it looks like the rain wrap tornado is passing on 77 to the east, and as of now, it is completely wrapped in rain. I don't have a visual anymore. And then if you look a little bit to the left of the screen, there's a new wall cloud that has developed where a second circulation could be possible.
Yeah, multiple vortices with this large cell. Again, we've been monitoring how tall they are, the RHI, the range height indicator, for the most part, Jeff. And a lot of these storms have been over 50, maybe as high as 60,000 feet tall. Very, very impressive.
Yes, the tops has been pretty impressive, and I think that's been a testament to how long the strength of the storm has been able to be maintained, because the updraft tops have been just pretty high as well.
Yeah, especially to get hail size of baseballs and some of this. And, you know, we've had ping pong size hail and now tennis ball size hail. But again, you are looking at a picture there from Jeff Gonzalez from Severe Studios Storm Chaser.